Channel presents New Jersey Nets basketball. Tonight, third meeting of the season between the New Jersey Nets and Michael Jordan and the world champion Chicago Bulls. And a good evening. Welcome to the Meadowlands Arena. Spencer Ross along with Bill Raftery. Matt Loughlin's with us tonight. The question is, or really the problem is, who isn't with us tonight? And let's start first with Sam Bowie, the Nets center, who had something he shouldn't have eaten yesterday.
Yeah, they claim it's food poisoning right now, Spencer, and hopefully he'll be fine. It's a shame because he's important every night, but this night particularly, I think they needed some inside offense, and that's what Sam's been able to do on occasion against the Bulls.
So it'll put a lot of pressure on Chris Dudley, who comes off that 21 rebound effort against the Knicks. Great game for the Nets, except the consequences, the loss of Kenny Anderson, who suffered that broken bone in his wrist, taking that flagrant foul from John Stark.
And that's the word that Chuck Daly used, flagrant. He was very upset. Guys in the office said today they've never seen that side of him, but we both know he's so competitive, and Kenny means so much because that extension between the two had grown to where Kenny knew what to call, what play to run, and how to coordinate this offense. He'll be sorely missed, but I think it's a blessing. A chance to rest, put on a little bit of weight. You never want to be hurt, but a chance to push ahead maybe in 2 weeks or 3.
Well, and also an opportunity for Tate George, who really stepped up on Sunday afternoon. Here's a kid who hasn't played, been sitting at the end of the bench, and he turns around and turns in a marvelous effort for the Nets in that victory over the New York Knickerbockers. Back with the starting lineups right after this.
Well, we got some tape to
we're
check
going to check in with you, because earlier you had an opportunity to talk with the head coach of the Chicago Bulls, Phil Jackson.
Well, it's like a happening when your club comes into town. I know a lot of people like to see you, but I think it might be that other guy, MJ.
Well, you know, this is such a big building, and the Byrne Center, you know, seats 20,000. It's great to see it filled because it's not warm if it's not filled. The baskets are a little bit easier to shoot on, too, when it's filled, but this is a special place. And I think in the metro area, this is the best place to get a ticket to see Michael Jordan play.
You know, the club is such a great offensive team. People forget that you're outstanding defensively, and I think you've worked very hard at that end of the game, haven't you?
Well, that's really been the strength of this basketball club as far as I'm concerned, coaching-wise. I think the offense kind of takes care of itself, even though we have a system. Pippen and Jordan have blossomed underneath the system, and they obviously do well. But it was defense that really had to be taught this team because we can't defend in the lane. We don't have a shot blocker like Bowie or all these other guys that really can stand in the lane. They can defend it. We got to get up court, and Jordan and Pippen are such great athletes. If they put the effort at that end of the floor, it creates easy baskets for our team.
It's unbelievable how well you've done considering Bill Cartwright, not there, plays his guy, and now you have to make some adjustments, I'm told, doubling up, and it's been tough to teach the big guys.
Well, you know, what we're having to teach our guys is, you know, how to give that presence, keep the guys out of the lane so it can hold them up to get the double team, because we're used to Bill coming out there and playing his guy one-on-one, and then the rest of us can cheat, and we can do some things stunt-wise defensively. Then at the end of the game, if we need to throw on a trap or something, then we can always use that. Right now, we have to go early because we really don't have that good a post-up defense.
It's always great to see you come in because you have a staff that I might slip in on. You got somebody my age in Winter and Bach. Right. They've been a great asset to you.
Well, they really have. And, you know, when I received the job, you know, Jerry Krause said, you know, you can let any of the coaches go. There's you know, a couple of contracts here with you know, Winter and Bach. How do you feel about them? And I said, you know, I've been an associate of theirs now for 3 years, and they're just terrific people to work with. Tex and I, you know, meshed up very well because his system's very much like the New York system. Throw it in the post, do some splits, do some cuts. He has a little better system than we ever had out there because it has a few more denominators in it. But he's been great to get along with. And Bach is, you know, a very eclectic person, well-educated. And defensively, he and I had worked together for 3 years, you know, working with the Bulls, so we really knew how we wanted to springboard this team. And he's a great addition, and now it's you know, it's kind of a union that we've formed has been very good.
And a healthy union, and we're going to cut away too. We'll be back with the action after these words.
Let's check out the league standings, which are brought to you by Payne Weber. Payne Weber believes their most important investment is an investment in relationships. You see Chicago atop the East, followed by the Knickerbockers, who are just a game and a half behind. Cleveland's in third. The Nets are fourth. But take a look at Charlotte. They're just a game and a half behind the Nets. Very important And the Nets playing without Bowie, the Nets playing without Kenny Anderson. To maintain that fourth place position could be very, very important for the Nets as this season winds down, Bill.
Choice of who you want to play. You don't want to play Chicago.
No, you don't want to play Chicago. You want to get that home court advantage.
Yeah, that would help.
B.J. Armstrong and Michael Jordan in the backcourt. Jordan playing tonight on the sprained ankle. They have Dallas tomorrow night at home. He may take a night off. Dallas may take a night off. Dallas is.
Are you saying they have?
No, not purposely.
I went in the locker room and
the center position
some guys banged up. Grant and Pippen and Jordan icing that ankle down.
Pippen at the forward position with Grant. Cartwright out. Bill Cartwright is sore back, went in the injured list February 22nd. John Paxson, arthroscopic surgery on his left knee on February 2nd. That's the same knee he had operated on over the summer. They hope to get him back soon. It has been kind of tough. It is tough to three-peat.
And he tried to come back too soon is the story, you know, and not by the team. He wanted to make that effort, get himself in form for the final run or push.
Starting lineup for the Nets, so Tate George gets a start tonight. Again, talking about a young man who, as Chuck Daly said, he's worked so hard in practice and seemingly didn't have a prayer to play much for this team, but really stepped up and was ready on Sunday afternoon. And that's been Tate George's story of his whole athletic life. A lot of people said Tate couldn't. He keeps proving he can.
The bounce-back kid. And Drazen's going to have to be on tune defensively, as Duds will have to rebound big if they're going to have a run or shot this evening.
Chris Dudley at the center position as we check out the Meineke Muffler starting lineups for tonight's ball game. Chris Morris and Derrick Coleman will round out the starting five. DC, as you see, matched up against Grant. Missed the first game against the Bulls this year with a sprained knee, and then came back and had 22 in the loss here at the Meadowlands. Of course, the man you got to stop is Michael Jordan. All he has done against the Nets in the two games this year is what he does against everybody. 37 points and 30. But that's average for Michael, who
day in and day out
is on his way to get another NBA scoring championship. Tate with a smile on his face is
and why not?
center court. Throwing up the honorary first ball is Kathy Ireland. With Will Perdue and Sam Bowie. We have Will Perdue and Chris Dudley. I was going to say, Cartwright and Bowie got to be upset that they're not here tonight.
And you know what? If I were jumping center for those stakes, I would have gone after it a little more aggressively. The tip.
Well, we are set for basketball here at the Meadowlands, with the Nets set to go against the Chicago Bulls. And Chuck Daly's team comes to the ball game with a record of 31 and 24.
That is a nice stat too, huh? 3 consecutive months of solid basketball, CD style. Not a certificate of deposit either, although he has a few of those.
He doesn't have his own bank yet, does he?
He may, under an assumed name.
You see, the Bulls have beaten the Nets 8 in a row. It's Perdue and Dudley on the tip. It's controlled by Chicago. Here's Scottie Pippen right off the opening tip.
And the match is important, as you identify. Over here on this side, Draz on Michael.
Love the way Draz pulls up his shorts, you know.
Like business.
Yes. Here's Grant firing at home over Coleman. Horace Grant been averaging almost 13 a game this season. Nets held him to 3 points the first time they met. Chicago won that game, 95-89.
Big game from Derrick, imperative, as they go to him on Grant. And that was a tough shot.
DC had a great game Sunday afternoon against the Knickerbockers. Just a great team effort and a lot of respect gained for the New Jersey Nets throughout this metropolitan area. It is growing. It keeps happening. Here's Armstrong open on the feed from Michael Jordan.
That's an aspect of BJ's game that has grown immeasurably. Confidently to set up and stroke it. You just roam around looking who to double. There's not too many choices with this club.
He was 7 for 9 in that win against the Nets last time out. Drazen got a little caught there. Morris knocks it away on the loose ball. It's picked up by Pippen. Here's BJ looking for 2 in a row.
And nothing but
the bottom
cord.
So Armstrong, as we mentioned, 7 of 9 against the Nets last time. Hit 3 for 3 from three-point range. And the Bulls lead 6-2. Morris. Grant rebounds to Pippen.
Well, you got to have a good shooting night, too. Forgotten sometimes with the flair of their game is you got to make those open shots.
Here's Mo as the Bulls finally miss one after making their first 3. Just underway here at the Meadowlands. Happy you could be with us. It ain't getting easier for the Nets. Thursday night, Shaquille O'Neal comes to town as Petro lights it up.
Great down screen and call. Good coordination.
6-4 ball game. Here's Purdue. Dudley turned his back on him, and there he was.
He stuck a peek at the ball, thought about Dublin, and got burnt for that reason.
Purdue's first 2. It's an 8-4 ball game. Sam Bowie at home watching the festivities. We hope he's back for Thursday night's ball. Here's Coleman. Somebody else turned their back, and DC puts it on.
Nice luck by George. That's a little curl off the post. And Chuck didn't have anybody down on this side, so you can't support.
Got an 8-6 ball game here in the opening stages. 2.5 minutes into this first quarter. Grant. In and out.
Missed a couple of open ones now, haven't they?
Comes over to Petro. That's can tie it right here.
Chuck felt that they would take Tate out of the offense and go long 3 and make Drazen run the offense. See if that happens.
BJ looking for 3 in a row for himself. Dudley goes high for the rebound. Coming off that 21 rebound game against the Knickerbockers. Here's Petro. Pippen knocks it away. Drazen saves it and finds Morris. To Coleman.
Pretty luck.
And Dudley fighting for the basketball. Out of bounds it goes. It'll go over to Chicago.
Nice competitive effort early.
And no foul.
No, quick game. The P's and the whistle haven't been tested much.
8-6 Chicago, 8:35 left first quarter. Spencer Ross, Bill Raftery, Matt Lachlan with you from the sold-out Meadowlands. Here's Pippen, got the step knocked away by Morris. Mo has the ball, just gets through traffic now. Who's he going to find? Knocked away, and here they come back the other way.
Not a real good ball. They had Derrick right in the middle at this end. Now that scintillating basketball at the other end is costly because you can have the easy deuce here. Valuing the ball.
Turns into a 4-point swing in effect. You lose 2, the other guys get 2.
Nice high-low.
Morris, he puts it home. Nice feed by Coleman, and nice use of the body by Chris Morris.
You notice the location of people. When the pass comes, there isn't that ability to help out.
Grant, as Coleman went for the basketball, it freed Horace Grant, who put it home. His second field goal. A little bit of an offensive show going on here in the early going. 12-8 Chicago.
And protecting the ball with Michael on you is essential.
Coleman around Purdue, puts it home.
That's a tough matchup for everybody up front. A load.
That's right.
When he's on his offensive game.
And he is here on his offensive game here in the early going. 6 points for Coleman. Nets down a deuce.
Pippen. A little bump by Michael.
Dudley came up with a big block. Came up top. Here's Petro. Good step through. Does it so well.
Ball fake when you're a shooter. It tracks the opponent in droves.
We're tied at 12.
Nice building, too. Everybody can eat after the game. You're not sluggish.
Michael Jordan, second field goal, a 14-12 ball game. I'll tell Jordan a little gingerly on that leg as he comes up floor.
His little gingerly
brings him down to mere
exceeds, yeah.
Mere mortar.
Exceeds most.
He just takes the cape off. Dudley doesn't get the roll. Purdue taken away. Nice play by Tate George. Tate George ties up the big guy, Will Purdue. And we'll get our first time out of the ballgame. Good start by both
sides.
Sure
was, and down on the defensive end, this is normally a send it in, but does getting up big. He rebounded on Sunday, played some defense early on. A force in the low post area.
Extend a special welcome to the 20,000 new Sports Channel viewers of Vision Cable, who have now Sports Channel as part of their preferred service. Welcome aboard. Nice to have you with us.
And Spence, while there's this break in the action, this ought to be a great time to break for the great taste of Bud Light. It's a big hit with fans everywhere because it won't fill you up and never let you down. So make it a Bud Light.
Here you take a look at the Nets without Anderson, that point guard by committee between the three, averaging about 11 points a ball game. Go back to last year, Tate George filling in for Mookie Blaylock when Mookie was out. In 10 games, averaged over 10 points and more than 4 assists a ball game. Did a job last year, getting an opportunity here. 14-12 Chicago.
That's why guys have to work hard in practice. You get an opportunity. The Lou Gehrig, Wally Pip theory.
That's right.
You never know. For whom the bell tolls.
All alone is Grant.
You see the powder pop off after the timeout?
Yeah.
There must be some stickum on that. I think it's that heavy rotation.
16-12, Chicago by 4. The Bulls here in the early going have been 8 of 12. The Nets have hit 6 of 10. Both teams shooting well. Here's Tate George posting up DJ Armstrong. Got it off, counted if it goes. And Tate will go to the line to shoot 2. Interesting, as you said, placing Drazen outside and putting Tate inside and having post up against the smaller BJ Armstrong.
He's pretty confident in that low post area. Now, we haven't seen a whole lot of it this year because he hasn't had the minutes. But BJ, not as strong, although he's got good solid legs.
BJ doing a little politicking with
Yeah,
Danny Crawford.
He can't hold Tate off that way. Great player in Iowa. And has grown in that confidence level. Just think of Paxson coming back and the depth they have. The open shooters, and then they got the slashers of Pippen and Jordan. So if you help out, kick back, bang.
This is still the team to beat in the NBA.
Oh, Spencer. You're really going out on the limb.
No, a lot of people are writing them off.
No,
you know,
I know what you mean. Although out west, everybody's giving a lot of 10-8. ISO, Michael, Phoenix. I think San Antonio's a heck of a team.
Double and triple team. Jordan threw it away. Here's Petro. Good fake. Hooks it.
Great job by Coleman. It got caught on the hip. Made sure he got rid of it.
Petro's hit 3 in a row. We're even at 16 with 5:14 left first quarter. Oh, Jordan. Petro turned it back. Grabbed the basketball. Don't see that happen too often. The crowd was ready to scream.
How about drawing guys when you can shoot it? You draw them in an excited fashion when you Drazen.
He can shoot it. Last time against the Bulls, he struggled, only 5 of 17 in that ball game. Here's Tate with 8 on the 24. 4 on the 24. And Tate George puts it home.
He has worked and developed that shot.
And the Nets take the lead on a 10-4 run for the first time. Double team.
And they get back in spot, too. In place.
Nice switch. Double came over. It's down to 8 on the 24. Michael for 3, way off the mark.
Great job by Dudley coming over late on the double.
Coleman from Tate George. Here's drive. Rebound Purdue.
The leader.
Over to George. 4:08 left first quarter. Might have gotten kicked in. Purdue, that'll count if it goes, and we're tied at 20.
A scrape as Derrick tries to prevent. You got to come up with loose things against Chicago. Don't give them chances. And this one, they just don't get the hands on it. Pretty good look by Michael, although kicked.
Yeah, inadvertent, but it might have been a whistle there.
Yeah,
huh?
could have. Well, if they threw it into the leg, it's okay. And here's a guy that's played well, according to people on the staff.
Pippen on the follow. Talking about Walker, former Knickerbocker, who came over and started the season with Detroit, has come into the lineup to replace Armstrong.
And Trent Tucker, another guy, ex-Knick, lit it up last game.
9 for 9 against Atlanta.
You know, Spencer, while we have a moment, Michael Jordan does a lot of nice things tonight. Some people in the building that have some very sick children. Michael Corn, nice enough to bring the memorabilia in. Michael signing is just so important for others what he stands for. An easy one, but that's got to make it.
He knows what it's about.
Yeah, he's got great empathy and willing to assist. And he's got some pulls on his life.
Oh, yeah. There's a man who cannot go have dinner. He can't have dinner outside anywhere in the United States.
Now you can relate.
Or maybe in the world.
You can relate. A little slip to the basket, the nice look. This is where I think he's fun to watch. I mean, the high-flying acrobatic things get him the commercials. But that gets the fans that played a little bit to enjoy it. Nice slip and the money right on. Bye-bye.
To do with 5 points here in the early going. Here's Kenny Anderson on the right. And
The older
Low
than
Cheeks, yeah. Low Cheeks, who has been activated with Anderson on the sidelines.
Now, all I did was say hello to Kenny because there were writers around him. And one of his pals was telling me how despondent he was, knowing he couldn't play. And that doesn't surprise you, I'm sure, nor me. But getting back healthy and ready, and I think Cheeks is going to be a major help. Oh, you got to know they're behind. Grant didn't stop. You got to let him know, too, though. Teammates, hey, he's coming, he's coming. The deflection.
20-18, the Bulls with a 2-point lead, 3:23 remaining first quarter.
You look at Chuck in the corner there, poised under fire. This team's developing it. And this is a pretty good situation. Drazen may have dribbled that out of bounds, figured there was a foul call.
11 on the 24.
Nice double. Nice look, too.
DC was going to the boot. Not a bad look, though.
No. If he stayed, he's got the open jumper, but DC was doing the right thing, too. Get the easier one on the cut.
2018 Chicago. There you can see 3:10 left first quarter. That's with 3 turnovers now, 3 for Chicago.
Not a bad gamble here either. Well, he is not on fire yet. Don't say that.
This takes one match.
No.
See, that's Walker puts it home.
Open floor pressure.
Back-to-back turnovers for the Nets. Something that really killed them in the game Friday night against Portland. And this team will double on you. They can kill them.
Well, you've got to come back and help Derrick get the ball out of his hands. This is where you want him to have it. Nice tip.
Dudley.
Nice.
Give it to the Duds, and his first basket knocked away. Here come the Nets in the break. Take George, recognizes, gives to Mo, to Dudley. Robert going up, will get a foul. Walker and Dudley. And what's Walker upset about?
He's the one that gave the foul. Nice looking pass by Mo. And once again, Dudley, you think of him for a lot of things. The tip, the rebounds, the excellent pressure defense, but he cuts well. He understands the game, and here, if he doesn't come into the hoop, Chris Morris in trouble. Good luck.
Presented by authority of the NBA and the New Jersey Nets, intended for the private, non-commercial use of our audience. Any publication, reproduction, retransmission, or other use of the pictures, descriptions, and accounts of this game without the express written consent of the NBA, the New Jersey Nets, and Sports Channel is prohibited. 22-20, Chicago with the lead. Watch the foul here by Walker. And here's where Chris gets upset, as the hand just kept holding on. And that's when Chris shook him off.
Did not give up on it. Boy, Rod Dorn's busy when you think of it. There's always something going on. Every game, every trip, there's interplay.
And no matter how he rules, somebody's going to be unhappy.
Self-control is so important. Nice of Phil to drop by and chat, talk about his club. A favorite in the Garden of mine and yours.
Yeah. Did he play defense?
Oh, he was great. I still remember the story Red Holzman telling him about Selma when they went out to pick Phil up when he came in for his first trip to New York. And Selma said, Red, he forgot to take the hanger out of his jacket. You know, those shoulders. Thankful that he showed up, though, huh?
Oh, yeah. Nice roll. Dodds hits them both. He's over 50% now. 44 for 85, and we're tied at 22 as we approach 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter.
A lot of perimeter play. That's why Michael's playing inside, I think, without Cartwright.
Pippen had it knocked away. Walker to Purdue to Grant. Dudley with a block, and the Nets come back. That second block. When you block Michael Jordan and Mr. Grant in 1 quarter, you're doing a job. Here is Morris for the lead. Jordan with the rebound.
It's time to retire, huh? Is that what you're saying?
I'll tell you, that's pretty impressive.
They have been paying attention on the defensive end. They're coming up with those shot blocks, too.
Only 2 team fouls against both clubs here with a minute 20 left in the first quarter. Here's Jordan. Finds Walker. Jordan tips it back, but nobody there except Tate George. Nets can take the lead. Tate to Mo to Petro! Great teamwork!
Well, maybe Dudley's free throws an omen. A harbinger of things to come, but beautiful touch passing, unselfish play.
Jordan, that'll count, and 1.
His goals sometimes are breathtaking, marvelous, but this is one to match MJ. Morris, unselfish, puts it on the floor. They might not have a basket, but right here, I don't know how this goes down. Never touches the glass.
You know, that's, Mahorn comes in the lineup for the Nets. Michael O'Koren, who, just idolizes Michael Jordan as a basketball player, and Michael O'Koren, a pretty good basketball player himself. The supreme compliment toward Jordan. He said, no matter how many times I see him, every time I see him, he does one more thing that I've never seen him do before. And that's the supreme compliment, really.
He is it. He's the whole package.
So Rick Mahorn in the lineup for the Nets now. Chicago making some changes. Stacey King's coming in the lineup.
High pick and roll, and then a screen down.
Coleman to Mahorn, back to DC. Oh, a little short. Coleman again.
With emphasis. Nice look by Mahorn.
Yeah.
They have become an excellent passing team.
That's an 8-2 run to grab a 26-24 lead. Here's Pippen. Stacey King.
Got a rebound now.
And Jordan, that's another reason he's such a great player. Got the basketball, knew exactly how much time was left, played for one. Oh, Petro looks at the clock. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1, reverses it and it won't go. And that is the end of the first quarter. He saw Scottie Pippen coming from behind, thought he could get it off. He did, but it just didn't have enough reversing.
Not much more he could do, though. He was going to have a shot block, but this is the Coleman attempt, but hanging tough after the good Mahorn pass, and DC from the Q sending it in. And this looks like a absolutely marvelous move, except you're right, you don't get the spin, no deuce.
More on Kenny's status from the team physician, John Sanjoni, and let's head over to Matty Locker. Matt?
All right, Spencer, thank you very much. And doctor, we know he's going to be out for a minimum of 2 weeks. What's the prognosis for full recovery for Kenny Anderson? As the officials want to know also.
Well, the officials obviously are going to get some second-hand information, but the prognosis is very good for full recovery. We're expecting to see him in about a week and take another look at him, get another x-ray. In the meantime, he's just going to stay in a splint, and we're going to keep a lot of ice on it.
This is a fairly common wrist injury.
Yes, it is. A fractured navicular is one of the more common wrist injuries. You get it by falling on an outstretched wrist.
All right, Dick Bavetta and Bruce Alexander want to know what's going on, too. We'll let them get back to the game. Gentlemen?
Okay, Dr. J. That's the other Dr. J. Dr. John Sanjoni. That's team position. We're underway. Mo Cheeks is coming to the lineup to start the second quarter, along with Chucky Brown. Petrovic stays in along with Coleman and Rick Mahorn. And here's DC. That's great position to get the basketball. Nice pull down.
You're right. Nice look by Mo. I think he may have turned the wrong way.
Yeah, Williams stayed with it pretty well, too.
Did. And not a game of big people right now. By that center.
Scott Williams has come in. Along with Stacey King. This is King with the ball. B.J. Armstrong traveling is the call. Trent Tucker in the lineup now for Chicago, and Scottie Pippen stays in. Pippen has yet to score a point. He is 0 for 3 from the floor. It's one of the reasons you win games.
Right, valuing the ball. Ooh. Speaking of turnover,
BJ and Mo Cheeks bothered him. Nets will come back. Cheeks just activated following the injury to Anderson. Petro finds Coleman, and we'll get a foul.
nice look. Confidently dribbling in the middle and finding people. Had Cheeks on the wing, and Coleman creates the passing lane by going down and through the collapsing D. You know, you go up with their momentum coming to you, you're going to get to the free throw line.
Raphael Addison will make his first appearance of the ball game. I think Raph may be going at the two-guard position.
Could be. You are correct. Chuck feels comfortable with Raph at that spot.
Petro, real good effort thus far with 8 points. He leads the ball game.
Now this is the part of the game where, not that you're trying to coast, you're trying to match, add to just a little if you can. Just don't give it away. As you try to give your mean people a little rest.
28-24, Nets up 4. Here's Pippen on the double team. Stacey King took a lot of steps there, didn't he?
Got it.
Yeah.
I mean, he's rolling out there. Maybe the air here in Jersey. Stacey got used to it.
I didn't even hear the whistle at first. Had to blow that whistle, guys, and they did.
Phil and staff. And knock out another one. Movies have been a little bit of a problem.
That's 3. On the rebound, Trent Tucker. Not a bad shot, though. Right on line.
And it gets back, but
He walked again.
Stacey. Get the skates off, Stacey.
Good rebound by Chucky Brown, and a Trent Tucker miss.
How about that jam he had on the pass from Coleman at Major League on Sunday?
Chucky came off the bench, scored on 10 points in the first half. Another key to that net victory over the Knickerbockers. Good inside pass to Coleman by Raphael Addison.
That's the same play. Coleman comes in from the corner, uses the post screen, usually a guard, curls, and gets a nice angle for that pass.
12-2 net run. They have opened up their biggest lead, 30-24. Stacey King bothered by Mahorn. Here's Mo Cheeks. That's on the run. Addison is open. Had a good. Oh, we got a loose ball on Chucky Brown. Pushed off as he went for the rebound.
That weak side rebound that just loves to shove. Nice little play. We talked about Chuck has gone to this, now knows that it works. He's gotten 2 layups out of the same formation.
22nd timeout called here by the Chicago Bulls. Derrick Coleman will sit down for the first time. DC leaves the lineup with 12 points. Real good effort by Coleman. And Chris Dudley back in. Want to remind kids can shoot it out for Easter seals in the Scriptex basketball shootout. Here's the way it works. You can get information how to register your school child, the recreation department, and join Jersey Net and Shootout Chairman Drazen Petrovic at the April 8th Nets game. Here's what the kids will do. They can shoot as many baskets as possible in a 3-minute time period with fantastic prizes, including tickets to the April 8th Nets versus Pistons game and scholarships to the Pocono Invitational Sports Camp. There's the number. Give that number a call, 1-800-468-0027. Find out how your child or recreation department or school can register for the shootout.
How appropriate having Drazen as the leader of the shootout. And the Nets defense has been terrific. That time the entry pass permitted. Tough shot though.
Trent Tucker hit 9 for 9 against Atlanta Saturday night. Missed his first one. If you remember, the first one was an in-and-outer. And this one he puts on. 30-26, Nets by 4. Here's Mo Cheeks' first shot.
Doesn't need many. Turns and squares up. Use that little bump. That is the other thing that he does. He contains his guy on the dribble.
Oops.
Here's the switch.
Yeah, Facing King with a mismatch underneath. Oh, he found Williams underneath, but couldn't put it home.
Nice job defensively, though. Recovered beautifully.
Oh, tried to thread a needle, but Pippen was there. Pippen kicks it away, but kicks it to himself. Chucky Brown very nearly steals it. Armstrong.
Good action defensively. Running out.
Oh, he slid the foot, didn't he?
That's great defense. I mean, the crowd applauding, Chuck applauding. And if you remember early in the year, Chuck said, we have a long way to go defensively. They are getting there, even in their individual play. But when it comes to team, and that was the concern I had at this game, they break you down with the dribble so well. And individually, the Nets may not have the stops in them. Continually to stop in Chicago, but so far so good.
Chucky Brown couldn't put that one home. Here's B.J. Armstrong now as Grant's come back into the lineup. He has the basketball. That's with a 6-point lead. 8 minutes even left in the first half. Pippen against Chucky Brown.
Got a legal D. Everybody drawn to the ball, and they had him dead on that baseline. He was almost in the position that he was going to walk.
Michael Jordan back in. Scottie Pippen will lead.
And they were right on top of it. Duds was okay. I think it was Raphael in the middle.
7:50 left first half. 6-point net lead.
Could have been Mahorn, maybe. Of course, he would have blocked out all the paint.
Sometimes Rick is an illegal defense. Here's Grant. Chucky Brown up high. We're going to get a foul. It's going to go against Williams with the body as Chucky Brown had that rebound. Good call by Dick Bavetta.
Phil doesn't agree, nor the fans behind want a tee. Scottie Williams played some good basketball for this team.
His third year for North Carolina. And it rubs off on you.
Yeah, they got 2 uncharacteristic passes so far by Mo Cheeks.
Here's Michael, that'll count him gone. Chucky Brown will pick up the foul.
A little finger touch. And Chucky expressing his displeasure. Good challenge. What does Chuck say? Live. He's alive.
Oh, yeah. He is.
Chuck Brown is. And unfortunately, most nights this guy is when you're playing against him.
The best. Number 23, Michael Jordan, his 7th point. Nice thing about the Nets right now, they're selling out even when Michael isn't here.
Yeah, they've got this, maybe 5 or 6 in a row it'll be.
Thursday night game against Shaquille is a sellout. Portland game is a sellout.
And this is key, how they handle full court.
Well, this has always hurt the Nets against this team. And there's one steal. B.J. Armstrong. Grant.
Oh, what a block!
Douglas took it out of his hands. Here's Chucky Brown. Nobody going to catch him. Oh. Dudley's 3rd block just took the legs out from under Horace Grant.
To the floor! Nice job getting back in position. And Rick gets tangled up with Williams. Chucky Brown, not a 10 in the open floor. No. But all started with pursuit on this block, and that one's got a dozen eggs all over the brow. Send it in, Chucky. Special delivery.
By the team of Canon Technology and MCS Service. One is a great reason to buy the other. You win championships on defense. Teamwork moment right here is the net defense. Everybody on their man, everybody coming over to help out when somebody gets in trouble. That's our MCS Cannon teamwork moment. And right here, Scottie Pippen called for the travel. Our MCS Cannon teamwork moment. The defense gets it done.
And the reach in here, not one you'd like, as does just to get over the top to deflect.
That's already with 14 fouls. Chicago with only 2. Bulls have hit only 1 field goal here in the early going. That's not shooting well either. Here's Trent Tucker. Boy, he seems to be into a flow, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He came off that curl ready, and he was going back to the defense, too.
34-30, Nets by 4. 6:20 left in the first inning. Here's Chucky Brown. In and outer. The horn kept it alive. Dudley fights for it. Grant has it. Knocked it about. Last touch by the Nets, and it'll go over.
Shoot that ball pretty good, Trent. As he leans in.
He can shoot it. Raphael Addison sits back down. Drazen Petrovic back in for the Nets. Take George back in for Mo Cheeks. With Horn ticks it out of bounds. 11 left on the 24. Scottie Pippen back in the lineup now for Chicago.
You can
replace B.J. Armstrong.
I'm sorry, Spencer. You can tell the Nets are into the game. They're just in the passing lane, deflecting, disrupting. They're very involved. It's usually creates some offense for you.
All along with Grant. They missed him that time.
Too much action and no reaction in the back.
8 points for Grant. The net lead down to 2, 34-32. 5:45 left in the half.
And Drazen like a receiver now as he comes around the curl, looking over his shoulder to see where Michael Jordan was.
They lost it.
Good job, though. He didn't re-dribble.
The horn. Dudley on the follow. And here comes Scottie Pippen to Michael Jordan.
Good containment. They haven't given up a lot of those soirees.
Here's Grant. We're tied. 34-34. Grant has 10. Chris Morris and Derrick Coleman set to come back into the net lineup.
And the score tied, too. So the guys off the Pines have done a nice job.
A foul will go against Scott Williams for the Bulls. Bulls have scored the last 6 points to tie the ball game. Coleman and Morris back here.
Scottie Williams trying to stifle that pick and roll, pushed Dudley up into the pick.
The Horn and Chucky Brown leave, so the Nets will go with their starting 5 for the balance of this half. And in case you joined the slate, here's Petro. Wow! Challenge! Right on his arm was Michael Jordan, and Drazen put it home.
Speaking of a release, we complimented Tucker.
Here's Jordan. Travel on Michael Jordan.
Well, it's heating up right now. Michael's showing that time. He wanted to take Drazen.
Started to say about Sam Bowie. Sam, in case you joined us late, Sam is home. Food poisoning yesterday. And still recuperating from it. Hope to have him back for Thursday. Here's Coleman. Good defensive play. Knocked him out. DC thought he was clobbered.
That's the same play 3 times now where they've gotten a chance. You know what the Nets are going to have to do? Have Dave Pavao, terrific strong arm move by DC. The long arm of the law. Have Dave Pavao test the food before they let the players in. If he's okay.
Dave's wife and Dave's mother will not approve of it.
The quick release again.
For 3. Rebound Grant gets it out over to Tucker. Bulls have turned the ball over 9 times. And Michael already with 4 turnovers. That's 10 turnovers. Here come the Nets on the run. Take George. He's going to take it to the hoop. Whoops. Bad pass.
Getting in too deep. And Chris Morris gives one up in the backcourt.
And it's over the limit, too, so Tucker will shoot 2. There's another case of a potential 4-point turnover.
That was one of those deals where there were 3 men in the break. If they had a 4th, Tate would have been all right. And he didn't want to walk, threw it up for grabs, hoping that Chris Dudley could gather it.
So Trent Tucker will go to the line to shoot 2. The former Knickerbocker now in his 12th year.
Minnesota always could thread that.
Yeah, great 3-point shooter. Bulls struggling from the free throw line this season. We're tied. 6 points for Tucker since he came off the bench here in the second quarter. 4:09 remaining in the half. We're tied. Petro is fouled.
And you know what Chuck is after is you got to the foul line, or you got the foul. Look ahead.
Yeah.
Because when you're trapped dribbling is ineffective. Look
They were
ahead.
fortunate.
Yeah, they were. You don't get the call, it's a turnover going the other way.
Tied at 36. 4 minutes left first half. Here's Tate Jordan.
Roll, they string it out.
Dudley knocked away by Michael Jordan. Picked up by Grant. Gets it over to Pippen.
Michael Jordan posed a problem.
Williams.
It's got to be something.
Got to be something. You can't do that. You can't come up and down like
Well,
that.
he must have let the ball go.
Never dropped it though, Billy. I think. Didn't look good.
Well, if it's hit loose out of your hand.
You might have heard Danny Crawford say it hit loose. It's okay.
Good defense.
Yep.
This is where they're tough, and you may have heard Phil Jackson address this. And here's the, it goes loose, so I guess he can't get back. Blocked loose.
Coleman Morris with a 24-second clock about to expire. And the Bulls have the basketball. They lead by 2, 38-36. Chicago has scored 10 of the last 12 points in this ballgame to regain the lead with 3:05 left in the first half.
Nobody playing, they get lost.
Here's Tucker. She's missed 2 shots tonight, both in and outers. And Petro with the rebound. Looking for Coleman, who isn't as tall as Wilt.
No. And also, you're going to the goal anticipating a shot. You're not in the full trot to jump up, catch, and finish strong. Got to value the ball a lot more.
Backcourt, the 2 big scorers. Petro has outscored Michael. Interesting, Michael with 4 turnovers. He's only had 6 shots in the first half. He has been under control. He is guarding that ankle gingerly, but give some credit to the net defense.
Yeah, I think they played him well, but he's playing within himself. It's even if you work real hard, he gets himself so free and gets good shots. You can see the guards and how they light him up. And Drazen knocking right there in second place.
Imagine being second place, and the scoring guards in the league, and you're trailing the leader by 9 points.
Well,
He is the leader.
leader of the pack. He gets about 2.6 turnovers, Michael, so he's
got 4.
yeah, one more, he's doubled, huh?
1.4 ahead. It's like the family with 2.3 cars. Here's Jordan.
Good job again by Drazen.
DJ Armstrong has the rebound. 2.5 minutes left first half. 38-36. Chicago with a 2-point lead. Nets led it at the quarter by 2. They've led by as many as 6. Purdue has it knocked away. But the foul. Nets over the limit. Petro with the foul. And they'll send Purdue to the line to shoot 2.
Again, in position to help, though. Even though he got the scrape, much better understanding defensively.
Purdue starting tonight in place of the injured Bill Cartwright. 6 points. His 7th now. And a 3-point Chicago lead. Purdue now in his 5th year out of Vanderbilt. Only a 54% free throw shooter. He's made 4 in a row tonight.
Must be in the feet. Throws them off balance.
Petro is open. That's the 3. Coleman on the follow. Dudley on the follow. Dudley again. Clobbered going up. They'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Great play here as Drazen, because of this screen, gets himself wide open, and Coleman gets right to the tin, along with Chris Dudley. So you got your power forwards in there, or your center power forward and small forward. And Duds, as they give it to him, active on the tin.
And you see that number, 21 rebounds. Friday night he had 18. Chris has hit 3 in a row tonight from the free throw line. 40-37, Chicago by 3. Rebound will Purdue. At this point of Chris's career from the free throw line, he'll settle for 75% from the free throw line.
Nice help by Dudley, and he prevented that pass back as they strung out the pick and roll.
Fresh 24 on the clock. 1:50 left in the first half. Chicago 40, Nets 37. It's been a good one. And we're happy you can be with us. Sellout crowd here at the Meadowlands. Excitement in the air. Michael Jordan and company.
They run that delay that leaves Pippen open. Good guess, but that's about the fourth rundown, and they pay for it.
Yep. Armstrong with a three-pointer. He's got 7 points. Chicago's opened up a 6-point lead, a 15-3 Bull run.
And Chuck going for power.
Morris. Oh, Chris puts it home.
Great cut. Not an easy shot either. But Derrick will give it up. Just keep moving.
He'll find the open man. That's within 4 now. 43-39. 1 minute even remaining in the first half. Purdue to Pippen. Dudley trying to stay with him. Did a good job. Grant. Rebound Petrovic. 35 seconds left first half.
Nice job controlling Michael on the glass that time by Drazen.
Morris against Pippen. Backing his way in.
Numbers here.
Yeah.
4-2, now 5.
Pippen to Grant. He's got 12. 26 seconds left in the half. So the Nets will have to give it up. Oops. Whoa. That's the most dribbles I've ever seen Chris take.
That was a high bounce. That was a small D.
That was a small team. 45-39. 2-second differential between the game and the time clock. Coleman tripped up. Down he went. Morris puts it home. With 2.5 seconds left in the half.
Got to get ready, get a guy. And Doug should stay right there on Pippen. A good job.
St. George intercepts from midcourt. It's going to be short. That'll do it. First half ends. As the Nets up at 1 point by 6. Chicago closes with a flourish. And here at halftime at Chicago, 45. Chuck Daly's New Jersey Nets, 41. Nice play by Chris Morris to close out the half.
Derrick got his guy beat, but the presence of mind, get to space and nail it.
At the Meadowlands with the Nets trailing the Chicago Bulls 45-41 here at halftime. If you took a vote prior to the start of the game and said, can the Nets hold Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, who combined 8 points at halftime, would the Nets be leading? The answer would undoubtedly be yes. But the Bulls have gotten some help from other sources, particularly Trent Tucker off the bench and B.J. Armstrong, and a 4-point lead. And the Nets got cold in the second quarter.
And all of that, and you throw in the defense. Chicago comes at you. They have a great understanding of what you're trying to run. They're disruptive. And consistently over the years, they've been able to get a steal or close a turnover and finish it off at the other end. And I think the Nets have gotten back and balanced pretty well. There's about 4 sequences where the Nets played real solid defense, forced a tough shot, and the long rebound was run down. They're quick to the basketball, and I think that's the area that's hurt them, but you must shoot well to beat this club.
And both teams about 40% through the first half. The Nets, though, getting a nice effort tonight off the bench from St. George, and Chris Dudley, of course, just does it every night.
Tate, I'm so impressed over his career. First at UConn, where they gave him up for lost or dead, and he steps up, the resurgence, and it's very helpful now, and can't help but make this club a little bit better when Kenny's back.
And Kenny will hopefully be back in a couple of weeks. Meantime, it is a rebirth for one St. George. We'll take a break and get back to the Meadowlands. Meadowlands with the Nets trailing the Chicago Bulls by a score of 45-41. We'll take a short break. When we get back, Matt Loughlin will take a look around the NBA.
Notebook. We'll take a look at who's hot and who's not in the NBA. Hi again, everyone. I'm Matt Loughlin. The Cleveland Cavaliers are hot. They've won 7 straight and 12 of their last 13. One of the reasons is the hot shooting of their guards. Craig Elo and Mark Price have combined to hit 35 of 53 three-point shots in their last 6 games. Elo canning 16 of 24. Price, the long-distance shootout champion during the All-Star break, making 19 of 29. Tonight, the Cavaliers take on Seattle. Seattle's also won 7 straight games. and so it's a matchup of two of the hottest teams in the NBA. We take a look in the opposite direction. Last night, Utah lost at home to Charlotte. That's the 4th straight loss for the Utah Jazz. The big attack from Charlotte came from Alonzo Mourning. Mourning had 17 points, 22 rebounds, and 9 blocks in leading the Hornets to the victory. The loss, as I said, the 4th straight at home for the Jazz. That's the first time since 1985 that they've lost 4 in a row at home. I spoke with Scott Layden. He's the Jazz Director of Basketball Operations, and he said we're just in a little bit of a downturn, a little bit of a malaise. We'll end a rough stretch next week, and then the remainder of the schedule looks pretty good. So he expects that his club will battle for the Western Conference Championship. I asked him who else, besides Utah, will battle for that crown. He said, of course, you can't discount Phoenix. They are the league's best team, but look out for San Antonio. Layden says Charles Barkley's a special player, but David Robinson, the Admiral, is extra special. He can do everything Barkley can do, but the one dimension he adds that Phoenix does not have is he can block shots. Of course, Phoenix going without a true center as they look to win the Western Conference Championship. Elsewhere on the NBA Notebook tonight, we normally tell you about the best teams in the league. Well, how about some of the worst teams in the league? Lowest scoring average, the Minnesota Timberwolves. They averaged just 97.8 points per game. Lowest field goal percentage, the Dallas Mavericks, the league's worst team. They just hit 42% of their shots. And the most turnovers committed in a game by the Orlando Magic. The Magic commit 18.1 turnovers per contest. And that'll do it for tonight's edition of the NBA Notebook. I'm Matt Loughlin. We'll get back with more halftime festivities right after this.
The night out with your family. Well, how about dinner for 4 at White Castle? 4 tickets to see the Nets, a net cap, and an official-sized net basketball. It comes to a $100 value, and you get it all for under $40. It's a lot of great stuff for a little bread. There's a number to call, 201-935-8888. Operators are standing by. Dinner for 4 at any White Castle. 4 tickets to a select Nets game, a Nets basketball, and a Nets cap. You get it all for $39.95. 201-935-8888. Where else can your family get dinner and a show for under $40? Back here at the Meadowlands with the Chicago Bulls leading the Nets by a score of 45-41. Let's check out the out-of-town. Nobody beats the Wiz scoreboard at the Garden. The Knickerbockers lead Atlanta 72-61 in the third. Orlando over Minnesota by 13. That's a third quarter score. Remember, Orlando will be here Thursday night to go against the Nets. Indiana leads San Antonio 71-54. That's also in the third quarter of play. Elsewhere in the NBA, Milwaukee leads Dallas 19-12 in the first quarter. The Lakers play at Denver, just getting underway. Cleveland at Seattle. That is a later start, and also even later than that, Houston at the Clippers and Phoenix at Portland. It's later than it's ever been. Right here, though, the Nets down 4 at halftime, 45-41. Not shooting well. Shooting only 40%. Bulls shooting 42%. And I think a lot of credit has to go to both teams' defense.
Well, I think this defense, it's also the ability to block shots for the Nets. And I think to come up with those loose balls, which we mentioned earlier, by the Bulls. So I think some open floor opportunities are important for the Nets. Some easy shots take the stress away from their half-court set. And you get Derrick maybe even more involved. I don't think they have a good matchup. But we do have some
Shick, close, shave, highlights. I said it. You got to say it together. Shick,
it's very
close,
hard.
Shave, highlights.
But we've managed
right
over
here.
the years without getting in much trouble. B.J. Steele and Pippen to Michael. And you've heard that for a lot of years in the Chicago Bull storied past. Tate George, you mentioned, I think he's played real good basketball. Looking up the floor as Michael slaps it back, and just great feel here by Mo.
Great teamwork.
Could have taken it, could have put it on the floor, but found a better way. Derrick Coleman, who continues to amaze with his passing. This is a pass and get back from a horn to Coleman, but sticking in there and into the slam cam, appropriately named, with a little twirl by DC. And early in the game, the Bulls had a few, including this one by H. Grant.
And Grant with a real good first half. Let's check out the AT&T statistical scoreboard right here. So we mentioned both teams not shooting well from the floor. Bulls at 42%, Nets at 40. Free throws are just about even. Rebounds and turnovers are just about even. But too many turnovers on both sides. Bulls only average 13 a game, already 11 in the first half. Michael Jordan with 4 of them in the first half. Leading scorers in the first half, Grant with 12. Jordan, Purdue with 8 apiece. For the Nets, Coleman and Petro, the top men in double figures, 12 and 10, with Chris Morris with 8 points. Off the boards, it looks like this. Grant with 6, Dudley with 6, Toledo Dudley with also 3 blocked shots in that first half as we get set for the start of the second half with the Nets down 4, 45-41. Scottie Pippen yet to get a point in the ball game. That's gathered around Chuck Daly. Net trainer Ted Arzonico, who is definitely Ahmad Rashad's best friend, as everybody found out Sunday when Ahmad forgot his name on national television and then remembered his name. And Teddy, in fact, is going to be on NBA Inside Stuff this week.
Is he just?
Yeah, he's going out with his best friend, Ahmad Rashad. Although later they messed up. They started calling him Ted Arzonico. It's Ted Arzonico. There he is. Good man. Teddy had a lot of fun with it. They brought him out. They brought him out to the court. He and Ahmad put their arms around each other. They had a graphic underneath Ahmad's name when they put him on camera. Said Ted Arzonico's best. It was great.
Cute. Teddy's big time now.
Oh, he's a good man. And so was Ahmad.
Got to get him a nickname. Maybe Fritz Arzonico.
Fritz Arzonico. I don't think
Much taken.
picked on the drive. He'll go to the line to shoot 2.
Now that particular play, there was area for Tate to maneuver. And Armstrong never presented himself, let him turn that corner, and got jammed underneath. One of Dr. Tom's guys, BJ. Is it Davis?
Tom Davis, who started at BC. That's where we got to know him in this part of the country.
Well, Lafayette, I guess.
Yeah, Lafayette.
Yep. Background in American U with Tom Davis.
Tate with his 5th point of the ball game. And really just a traumatic season for Dr. Tom out in Iowa.
Oh, what a
That nice young man.
This street.
Accident. 45-33. Tate. That was really Michael's fault on that.
Yeah, it was.
A little too close.
Well, also, Purdue was looking to run another play, so you've got to keep your eye on the ball. Or know the play, I guess, would be a better way. But even that, the Nets should have had that ball.
A potential turnover that turns into nothing. Let's see if Pippen can put it through. Here's Grant. We got a whistle. Coleman will get the foul.
Said he had the 2 hands down. Derrick looking on in disbelief. But this is the scrambling, hustling, scrappy Nets. As Morris gets over, you see 2 guys challenging. The other being Tate George.
Oh, he might have had his 2 hands on the rim.
Little nickel dimer, huh?
Grant with the miss, and here's Morris. That's with a chance to tie. Tate George, 45-43 Chicago.
Michael knows who he's guarding. He didn't go to the basket. He stayed on the wing, and Tate was looking all the time for Drazen to step up.
Tate got trouble. Dudley puts it up. Oh. Nice play by DJ to Michael.
Hold on.
Jordan with 10, and the Bulls by 4.
He who hesitates is waltzed.
And you better look before you leap with Michael Jordan around. Coleman trying to post up. Grant doing a good job on it. Gets the entry pass. Well, go Dudley will get the loose ball foul. And the ball will go over.
This breakaway, Drazen not sure whether to go for it or not. It was up for grabs, but we've seen that on a few commercials. Tongue intact.
47-43. 4-point lead for the Chicago Bulls. Jordan. Armstrong for 3. He's got it. DJ has hit his second 3-pointer. He helped destroy the Nets in their last meeting by hitting 3 of 3 from 3-point range.
Early in the game did the same thing. Not necessarily 3, but the good stroke.
Tonight he's 2 for 2, so he's 5 in a row against the Nets. Here's Morris. Dudley, the pass a little bit too hard. B.J. Armstrong, the basket here, you make it a 20 by the Nets. Armstrong puts it home. And it's up to 50-43. 52-43, a 9-point lead.
And they've silenced Drazen and Coleman and Morris, too. I mean, they haven't really been able to get any of their flow going. Nice give back.
Petro won't go. Rebound Pippen. Here come the Bulls. They're running and looking good. The Grant knocked away, but again, the ball winds up in Chicago hands.
That has been tantalizing. Up for grabs, unable to get it. Tough match, Morris and Grant down below if they go to it.
We got a foul. It's going to go against Dudley. No, it's going to go against Petrovic. Bulls have scored 7 in a row here to take this 9-point lead.
Chuck stinging it over here. Nice shot they got on Drazen. They let him play. They got a good one. So that's good confidence by the coach in the team. But now that unsettling aspect sort of taking over. Reorganize, regroup, get a good one.
In a row to take their biggest lead of the night.
And Spencer Budweiser wants you and all those listeners to know when to say when. Use good judgment. We want you around. Friends tell friends. When to say when.
Well, you see the Nets shot well in that first quarter, 52%. Since then, struggling, only 6 of 27. Here's Pippen still looking for his first 2 to Grant. That'll count and 1.
Draws with the grab. And on the ropes right now. Offensive end silenced. And right now able to pick apart with dribble, drive, and look. They just move you around defensively. It puts a lot of pressure on individual matchups.
Let's have to regroup. 10 in a row now for the Bulls for their biggest lead, 55-43. They had a big run in the first half to a 15-3 run. That gave them a 6-point lead after the Nets had opened up their biggest lead at 6, 34-28.
And Michael staying home too, even if there's a rotation, not giving Drazen any room to light it up, to get a spark going.
That ankle is bothering him.
Well, Michael Korn was telling both of us how bad it looked.
Morris with a 24-second clock expiring. Dudley with a rebound.
Tough outlet though. He got him on the ankles.
Chicago with the ball. And Purdue. Michael, I think, thought Michael was down there to catch
Or Pippen.
Petro. Got it. Petro looking for a foul. Didn't get the call. Says something to Bruce Alexander. Both Cheeks and Chucky Brown set to come back into the net lineup as Chuck Daly has to make some moves.
He doesn't waste any time either. He knows he's got to get back in this thing, and we know the life and the sound played by Cheeks. So it is a good match for the Nets right now.
3-second violation called by Dick Bavetta. Latest word on Sam Bowie. Dr. Sanjoni tells us Sam was taken to a local hospital for observation. He has gastroenteritis. He's dehydrated. There's no danger, just a routine precaution. They'll run some tests and keep him overnight. Food poisoning.
Let's hope he gets better quickly for his own sake. And Purdue now tagging number 2-2.
Purdue picks up the foul, and will Purdue.
You can't come in here unarmed, Spencer, as they tee off and re-tee.
Purdue second. Petro.
One of the few pop-outs where they got.
Dudley kept it alive, and it winds up in Pippen's hands to Armstrong. What do we got? Bruce Alexander makes the call. Petrovic on the hole. Well, Drazen in trouble now. He's got 4 personals, 2 quick ones here in this third quarter.
Not a bad gamble, though. Out here on the floor, trying to cause the walk. And doesn't come up with it. Not a bad job of refereeing, though.
Well, Dick Bavetta looked over at Bruce Alexander, looked over to Dick Bavetta, and I think they're both going to make the go. Problem here, too. Drazen 4 fouls, and the Nets real quickly over the limit. We still have 7:32 left in the quarter.
And no flow on the offensive end. That's really the dilemma. Partially because of excellent defense, but sometimes the execution a little off, and the reaction to the ball is just not where it should be.
Scottie Pippen will get a rest. He's still without a point in the ball game and replaced by Mount Vernon's Rodney McCray. What a team they had at Mount Vernon High School.
The family of McCrae's.
McCray, Williamson.
Gus.
Raymond. 56-45, an 11-point Chicago lead.
Derrick really hasn't had opportunities to do some damage. Nice pass by Raphael and number 3 on the Bulls.
Speaking of high school kids, our congratulations go out to Felipe Lopez of Rice High School in New York City as a junior, named to the Parade magazine first-team All-American team. Only New York kid, and the only junior on the All-American team.
Carolina and Seton Hall played here. He was here, and probably about 8 other coaches wanted him as on the double as the foul. Very talented youngster from what they tell me. You said you saw him on some TV. Yeah, we've seen him in the back here.
Nice kid, really nice young man. Spent a little time with him. He's a good young man, and in the Dominican Republic, he can play the game.
Ned's still trying to hang around, which is a catch-all phrase for Chuck when you're not on your best. You never know if you can start making a couple of these.
Raff was right on line with that one, but an in-and-outer. 56-45, Chicago by 11. 6:50 left in the third quarter. That's playing without Bowie, without Kenny Anderson. Chicago without Paxton and Cartwright.
They've had more time to adjust to that, though.
Yeah.
And this is just all of a sudden.
Michael with a 24-second clock expiring buries the three-pointer. Big basket right there. You do the job defensively, bring him down to 1 second. And number 23 buries the three.
And he makes a deep one.
Bulls 3 of 5 from three-point range. Here's Dudley.
Nice roll.
Yeah.
Nets unable to convert from outside.
7 for Dudley. And the Nets are down a dozen now. Been a stagnant second and third quarter for the Nets. McCray. Dudley rebound to Mo Cheeks. Nets can cut it to 10.
Nice control by Mo. Saw Brown. Look at this delay pass.
Coleman puts it home. Nice move by DC.
The big fella. Great presentation, but the patience of the experienced Mo Cheeks. Let it happen.
59-49. Nets now within 10. Addison trying to work on Jordan. Here's BJ for 2. He's on line.
Rattling in there. Now, when you're assisting on Michael, you're going to sprint to your man, and he's got control.
Dudley. Chucky Brown. Dudley. Trying to go up with it. Grant made a good play to smack the ball out of his hand.
Derrick on that delay, just a great acknowledgement by Cheeks. It takes a long while to learn how to do that.
Patient. Addison. And Raff puts it home. That's key to Ralph Addison to start filling it up right here. They need something offensively. They're down 10. They had only 10 points in this quarter. They had only 15 in the second quarter.
Nice string out, see if they can get back in position. They do.
Down to 8 on the 24. Michael goes to the hoop.
Oh, there are those Jordan fans here.
Oh, yeah.
And a lot want the Nets, and a few want Jordan.
Bernard King set to make his first appearance in the lineup. 12-point lead for Chicago. Good defense right there.
Well, when you can shoot the three and you've got foot speed, it's a dilemma defensively. Rapp sort of drawn in. And here is a pretty good move in that hand for B. King, huh?
Bernard in the lineup. Chris Dudley will sit down. Scottie Pippen's come back in the lineup for Chicago. 8 on the 24 for the Nets. Addison recognizes and puts it up. Chucky Brown battles for it, but it's pulled down by Michael Jordan. 4 minutes left, third quarter. Hey, you can't leave him alone. Rebound, Mo Cheeks. Oh, Michael, smart foul right there. Because Raphael Addison was ahead of the field.
See, I always feel he's got 7 or 8 fouls a game, anyhow. That little giveaway negated an open floor burst. That's something they need badly. Takes that stress off half court.
Chicago's over the limit. That's really struggling. 4 of 16 in this quarter. While the Bulls have taken 10 shots and made 7 of them. Chicago over the limit, so both cheeks kind of cut into the deficit. His third point. Trent Tucker back in, replaces Michael Jordan. Jordan leads with 15 points, 6 of 11 from the floor, 5 assists, 5 rebounds. Tough game most guys have. They call home and say, "Ma, I had a good night."
You're right, or a good season. Tough match for Mo. They switch the exchange. He gets back on his guy now. Chucky on Pippen.
Grant over Coleman. Rebound, Chucky Brown. That's down 10. Cut him double figures now. Cheeks. Oh, Bernard has good control. 2 against 2. BJ takes it himself. Grant on the follow won't go. Grant again will.
Size.
17 for Grant and a 65-53 lead for Chicago.
Big turnabout that play.
Yeah, it's another 4th
Yep,
swing.
swinging in a few. Bernard King in. Chuck trying to get some offense.
Addison won't go. Rebound Grant. Here comes Scottie Pippen to Tucker. Nice recognition by Pippen to Tucker. He wanted to throw up the 3.
And Raphael on the money too. Got right back and in position.
Cheeks knocked it away. Down to 6 on the 24. Pippen knocked away. It's down to 2 on the 24. Pippen.
Oh, quicker again to the ball, and that's a killer.
And break for the Nets as McRae kicks it out of bounds. And the ball will go over to the Nets when we return. Time out on the floor. The Bulls lead the Nets by 12. Good ball. You see the X's? Well, the X's mark the spot on the ball. They also designate the ball that is going to be used in the game. I painted the skull on there also, but
A lot of 10s there.
it's right.
The Nets could use just a couple of 2s or 3s.
Yeah.
Here's the pressure.
65-53, 12-point Chicago lead. Nets with 15 points in the second quarter and only 12 here in the third. They're going to get that ball in the forecourt. Not the aesthetically fine way to do it, but they got it there.
Effective. And Dirk's got him on his back. Quick moves he's got to make. Good job.
DC puts it home. 16 points for Coleman. We approach the 2-minute mark remaining in the third quarter. The Nets down 65-55. Here's Grant. McRae really had a tough season. The Bulls expected a lot more from Ryder. Chucky Brown in control. Bernard.
That he can do.
They needed that. Bernard's first 2 points of the ball game, and the Nets are with an 8.
And Chuck on a reveal. Everybody's got to be ready with the injury status.
Beal has yet to see any action tonight. Now set to report in.
Look at this.
And Coleman takes it away from Pippen, but better watch out behind him. Look. Chucky Brown wound up with it. Not pretty, but it worked.
Derrick's got to be careful in traffic. Make sure that defender can't strip. That's lucky on that particular trip, but right back in it.
We talked about it in the first half. Teammates have to apprise him of the situation also, but at that time he had to know Pippen was behind him. Wow. Trent Tucker with a nice big hoop right
Harsh kiss.
And it was back to 8. Nets had cut it to 6 with that 6-0 run. 45 seconds left in the third quarter. Bernard. Won't go. Rebound McRae. Armstrong.
I think they really have an understanding. No, they didn't rush. If it wasn't there, set and get a good one.
Grant's all alone. Got to help out. Offensive foul.
Great job by King.
Grant. He is irate on that call. But Bernard King set himself up and drew the offensive foul.
And with that, Scottie Williams in for him. But this is that stringing out of the double, and your defense has to get over. And they're in plenty of time. Offered up that body.
Good call.
Bernard King.
Grant started personal. That's the play for the final shot here. Trailing by 8, 67 to 59. Cheeks. O'Neal had to take it. Now he does. Won't go. Got to throw it up. Too late. Too late. Won't count. Won't count. Late.
Good try, though.
Yeah, third quarter comes to an end. The Nets have cut it down to 8. Now watch the clock. Good call.
It was not out of the hand.
But Matt,
Spencer, we may not see Ed Nealy play this evening. He's at the end of the Chicago bench. He was recently acquired by Chicago. This is his third go-around with the Bulls. He signed with the team in 1988, was traded later in that season to Phoenix for Craig Hodges and a second-round draft choice, was reacquired by Chicago for future considerations from Phoenix. He then signed as an unrestricted free agent with the Phoenix Suns. Finally, last Thursday, he was acquired for the third time by the Bulls for a conditional draft choice in the year 2001. So what that means, there's an 8th grader out there somewhere that next century has a chance to play for the Chicago Bulls, and he'll be acquired via this trade that took place in this year. So Ed Nealy in his 11th year out of K-State, showing that perseverance pays off.
2001, a draft choice in the year 2001. Wow.
You'll still be doing games.
What are you going to be doing? You'll be
I
around.
hope so.
You're not going anywhere.
You never know. Maybe it's one of these youngsters. Or this guy.
The rookies will get $4 million a year in 2001.
Play-by-play guys will be untouchable.
Oh, forget it. We'll stick around then, okay? 67-59. We start the fourth quarter.
And look who's back.
Mr. Jordan.
I'm back.
Jordan, Pippen, Trent Tucker, Williams, and Grant. And look who tipped it home. He's back.
Ankle and all.
17 to Jordan.
Quicker and higher. And that's the gamble. You get Ramil's on him because defensively he can contain him. But down low or on a tip, the disadvantage.
Derrick Coleman couldn't find anybody. Put it up himself on the rebound. Pulled down by Scott Williams. Nets cannot afford to come out sluggish here at the start of this fourth quarter. They're down 10 now. Good play by Coleman. Oh! They got him on the foul.
Now this is where refs get in trouble. You got a situation where two people have a good angle. Ref on the sideline and this one underneath. But I guess if you see it, you're supposed to call it.
How'd they not call it a shooting foul? If that's a foul.
Yeah.
If that's a foul, it's got to be a shooting foul.
Making two.
Michael Jordan is called for the offensive foul.
I'm not saying anything.
You don't think you have to say, neither do I. But what just transpired there was, you might call it détente.
They who?
Oop, late pass, but Chucky Brown has it. Won't go. Chucky Brown looking again. Coleman hits it home.
He is strong, Spencer. I mean, in traffic, that was up for grabs. Chucky Brown in the middle of things, though.
Coleman with 1,000 points now this season without hoop. Here's Williams. Nets are with an 8. 10:29 remaining. Williams, nice play. Ramil Robinson knocked it away, and Nets have the basketball.
Oh, it's just a terrific read. Stepping in and deflecting and knocking at the door again. Chuck wanting his play, the high pick and roll.
Coleman looking to cut it to 6. Rebound, Michael Jordan. That turnover by Jordan, his 6th, which is his season high. 10 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter. 69-61 Chicago.
Good pressure on the ball at guard.
Williams. Grant went for it. Who lost it? And Dick Bavetta says net basketball.
Well, when it's up for grabs, a lot of nights, my money will be obviously Coleman on that offensive end. Defensively, too, you'll see the assistants as Ramil reads and leaves. Oh.
Great play. 9:35 remaining. That's down 8 points. Coleman. Cheeks with 5 on the 24 straight away. Bernard King, good play to tip it back.
And poise here, didn't have to hurry.
Yeah. Coleman, step through, gets the roll.
Use that chest to nail it.
69-63, the Nets are down 6. 9:08 remains, fourth quarter. Here's Williams. Pippen, his first 2 points of the ball game come with 8:54 remaining. Wow.
Just, unfortunately for the Nets, fell asleep and he made that good gut cut.
Pippen 1 through 7 from the floor. Tate George and Drazen Petrovic set to come back in. We'll get a foul on Grant, holding off on Chucky Brown. First team foul on the ball.
Good run here by the Nets. Ramil, Low Cheeks, and Bernard King, particularly on the defensive end.
And a timeout called here, so the Nets will go back to the bench, down 8 with 8:39 remaining. Sport Channel, the MAC Conference Tournament heats up Saturday at noon. Check out the MAC Tournament quarterfinals only on Sports Channel. How about the Manhattan Jaspers? They win the regular season league championship
with an assist from Siena.
That's right.
I mean, they played a great year. I mean, that way, yeah.
They've really turned it around. Bench scoring here in this game, the Nets 12-4. Well, that's actually here in the fourth quarter, not in the game. $8:38 remaining in this ball game. The Nets are down. Tate George back in, along with Drazen Petrovic, Chris Morris. They join Chucky Brown and Derrick Coleman. Tate George, short rebound, pull down, Michael Jordan. Pippen. So you can tie him up for 38, 42 minutes, and he'll kill you down the stretch.
Well, they're going to counter. You come up empty, and they're back at 10 now instead of you down to 6.
Petro. Give him the ball. Petro for 3.
Good run down, though.
Followed it up, and he's fouled. Pippen picks up the foul. Drazen wants to be a shooter.
Yeah, well, I had it up in my hands. They just can't seem to get a flow, can they?
No. Well, this team makes him comfortable.
They do, and you know what else? Chuck can't find a guy to go to that's on any sort of a run. And so why not go inside, huh?
Coleman, fouled on the play. And again, another thing, too, Bill, we're talking about a net team that has improved. They've gotten better. But one of the strengths of the Nets is not the depth. And now you're without Sam Bowie, without Kenny Anderson. You really got to step it up, and you work hard. But, hey, this is a 48-minute game, and fatigue could be very much a factor. Grant's fifth foul.
After that timeout, Chicago looked like they meant business defensively. They went out. Pippen made it tough for Morris to get the forward, to guard the forward pass. I mean, that's how tough they can become on the defensive end. And there's a look at guys who stepped up in a major fashion. One of the
Ted Arzenico.
Teddy might be suited up.
Ted Arzenico in that training. So Grant sits down with 7:46 remaining. His fifth foul. And McRae back in to take his place. Coleman, 22 points tonight. 7:35 remains. 73-65 Chicago. Pippen posting up.
Good hustle by Tate.
Williams. He was bothered by Coleman. Morris with a nice rebound. Gets it out over to Petro, and that's on the run. Petro. The Tate George. Pretty move.
Great use of the left, and Drazen unselfishly giving it up.
73-67. Nets down 6, 8 points for Tate George.
Wow! What A kiss.
Use of the glass.
That's
Sam Jones, eat your heart out.
That was a pain.
75-67.
Wouldn't you want a guy to take a shot like that?
Yeah, I would think so. Particularly when you're using glass, you want to be moving to the left. You know what I mean? Or when you come on the right side, he was going the wrong way that most guys shoot glass. Right here.
Here's your look. I mean, going away. Oh, soft, death, smooch.
75-67. Chicago by 8. We have 6.5 minutes remaining in this fourth quarter.
That slow move by Derrick, entire move, didn't you think?
Yeah.
And wide open, good. Post cut. He's been running baseline, using the bumps this time. He just
Came out
into the lane.
6:15 remaining. It's back to 10. Bars. 6 on the 24. They get it to Coleman. Great recognition by the Bulls. They saw the clock running down. They knew they were going to get it to Coleman. Double, triple team, boom. Chicago basketball.
They can tighten it.
That they have done. 5:50 remaining. Jordan. Morris rebound. Looking to run.
Oh my goodness.
Tough. Take George. Nice move.
Nice save. A little wild on the wild side.
Mo's pass was, the idea was right, but you can't throw a pop fly.
The wild one. The open floor.
Gave Pippen the baseline. What a block by Coleman. Pippen thought he was fouled. Here's Chucky. He was fouled.
Chucky emphatically going to the tin. You didn't mind that little block by Derrick, did you? But what a save here. And getting control beautifully. Tate George. And this is helping your partner. And Chuck Daly just got up and spoke to Derrick Coleman. I wondered if he said, look, they get you out quick and save you. As they've got Dudley out. Yeah, that's the good call. I think he made 2 tired moves the last few trips. And the coaches alertly.
Dudley back in. Will Perdue will also come back in. McRae will leave. So the 2 big guys are in.
Well, there's a way of giving good players a hook that doesn't bother them.
No, he needed a rest.
You and I would get the hook, and that might be it.
Might head back to the locker room.
Turn it in.
1 of 2 for Chucky Brown. 77-70. Chicago by 7. Need the stops here. Whoops. On the follow won't go. Nice rebound. Tate George. Good pitch to Morris. Oh, what a step through, and the shot won't go. Oh, did everything right, but put it home.
What a ball fake. And BJ giving it to Michael. He wasn't ready for it.
BJ's ready for 3. Oop, a big, big hoop right there for BJ Armstrong. His 3rd three-point field goal of the night. Oh, he has killed the Nets from out there.
All of them right in the center.
The 3 for 3 last time, 3 for 3 this time against the Nets. It's back to 10. Nets had a chance to cut it to 5. Double team on Tate through the lane. Nice dish to Mo. Oh, he shattered the backboard. Whoa. I thought they couldn't do that to the glass anymore.
Well, that was not one of those deals that was snapped back. Well, Mo, Dawkins is not alone anymore. And now
Fortunately, the glass
stayed intact.
Yeah, man. Well, Chris Morris.
They get a technical for that, I believe, is what they're discussing.
And you know,
unsportsmanlike, I think. You know,
it's the book says it's a technical, but in effect, what can one do in a situation like that? I mean, it's not Mo's fault.
No, but they call it. I think they're saying a non-unsportsmanlike.
A non-technical technical. Chuck's telling him shoot a little softer next time. No.
Well, this will take a while. As this strong, just the power of the wristbands. I mean, that thing was ready to go, I think.
An accident waiting to happen.
Jerome Lane is not on his own.
Well, Shaquille Daly tore the stanchion down. And right here, Mo puts it home and shatters the backboard. Technical foul on the Nets. An unsportsmanlike conduct. A non-unsportsmanlike
Just shoot one.
It's like inflammable. Non-unsportsmanlike conduct.
And now the crew has to get the hoop.
Most of that couldn't do it.
Well, I hope the staff hasn't taken a nap. The crew here at the Meadowlands.
They better get another one ready. There you see, it looks like the veins. It's somebody's arm. A break here at the Meadowlands with the Nets down 8, 4:21 remaining. We'll be here a while. It's section 5A. Any player who, in the opinion of the officials, has deliberately hung onto the basket ring, backboard or support during the game, shall be assessed a non-sportsmanlike technical foul and a $100 fine. Exception, the player may hang on the basket ring backwards to prevent an injury to himself. Another player with no penalty. The question here is, is it a technical foul against the Nets for breaking the backboard, which doesn't say breaking the backboard? Did he deliberately hang on the basketball ring? I don't think so. That's what they didn't make the call for that reason.
It actually snapped when he hit it with his hand. So, but I think it's maybe the normal procedure. But we've got a little action with.
Puts it over to Matty.
All right, guys, here's the story. There is a backboard and a rim that has been brought out. It's here in the lane, and they're about to put that on in place of the one that Morris broke with the jam. Interestingly enough, with all the attention focused on Shaquille O'Neal and what he might do to bring down a basket, the NBA has gone around to all teams in the league, and the Nets being one of them. They said, let's see how long it would take to replace a backboard if something like this happened. Now, they didn't necessarily in the league office think that it would be Chris Morris. The Arena believes that they can have this done, but it might take as much as 35 minutes. That's about the quickest they've been able to get it done in a run-through in a practice session, so we could be here for some time, but they have prepared for this situation, and they're trying to get it done as quickly as they can. So Shaquille O'Neal has an effect beyond just playing on the court and beyond just being a great rookie.
Okay, so there you see it. And work being done. Shaquille will be, just pointed out.
We're going to save that.
Shaquille will be here Thursday. Are we going to make him shoot toward that basket?
That's going to be Ellen's wedding gift from us.
Helen Rubinoff.
That'll be her coffee table.
Fine director. It's
I think I'll reach back.
Were you here? Were you doing the game the night Darryl broke it?
No, I don't believe it was here. Wasn't it in Kansas? It was in Philly once and in Kemper. I was at the game with Jerome Lane.
Oh, is that
Go
right?
home with Jerome.
The sound of television and the sound of the basket breaking. Let's listen closely now. Well, we heard the crowd. Good.
Maybe the crowd broke the glass.
Well,
Noise abatement. When you fly that high in the evening in New Jersey, there is a noise abatement problem.
Now, Dick Bavetta came over, explained it to us. It is a non-sportsmanlike conduct technical foul. The Bulls will shoot a technical. It has to be shot by one of the Bulls who was in the game at the time of the foul. Interesting thing, Michael and Sean Morris, the sons of Chris Morris, are standing right underneath the basket.
They want to take it home.
They're two great little kids. One's 8, the other's 5. Michael's 8, I believe. Sean's 5. And they're right in front of the basket. Right there they are. My daddy did that.
Checking on the crew, Steve Collins, who we tease, who runs everything here at the Meadowlands, changes the equipment from ice to any other event, and they're ready for any emergency as this may be. And I think the concern now is to get the 24-second clock off, make sure the glass does not splinter. Dick Bavetta saying that Michael Corn is not eligible
He can't shoot the
to
technical.
shoot the free throw.
It is 80-72. In case you just joined us, there you see it. Chris Morris slamming one home for the Nets off a feed from Tate George. The backboard shatters. And you got to be real careful right here.
Oh, there it goes.
See, that's the problem. You got to get some people out of the way there, too.
Well, it's all people from the building itself, so it's no problem. They'll just sweep that up after. Well, we're going to be here for a while.
Yes, I think so, Bill.
Put that late show on, folks.
This one could be a long delay. We'll take a break and get back to the Meadowlands with the Bulls leading by 8 right after this.
We're in the midst of a delay due to Chris Morris bringing down the backboard here. The commissioner, David Stern, is with us. And Commissioner, I understand the league recently went to some teams throughout the league to kind of go through what would happen in just such a scenario.
That is correct. We're trying to make sure that although these things appear to be inevitable, that the delay is as short as possible.
And as we understand, it'll be about 35 minutes perhaps before the arena will be able to get the new backboard in place.
Well, let me just add that that's going to be the slowest that it's ever going to be done again in this arena.
Okay, fair enough. In terms of what's upcoming for the Nets, we have a few moments. Shaquille O'Neal will be in town. He's part of a great rookie crop that I guess is about to take over the mantle. Not that Michael Jordan or Charles Barkley want to give it up, but the league seems to be in good shape with this great rookie crop.
Well, I think it's not only the rookies, but Larry Johnson and Kevin Johnson and a whole group of people. But yes, we are blessed with a very interesting rookie crew, and it looks like there may be some more on the way in next year.
Commissioner, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you very much.
Spencer, down to you with Dick Bavetta.
Thank you. Right now, Dick Bavetta standing around as we wait for this to take place. Cite the rule for us, Dick, exactly the way it reads regarding the technical foul in a situation like this.
If this were to happen during pregame warm-ups or halftime warm-ups, there is no penalty to the individual player. But because it happened during the during play, it is a non-unsportsmanlike technical to be shot upon redemption of play. And also, it will be shot by one of the Chicago Bull players that was in the game at the time.
And it is not a judgmental call on your part. You're not ruling that the man intentionally did it. It's automatic.
Was in fact the backboard shattered? The answer is yes. Clearly stated in the rule, non-unsportsmanlike technical.
Have you ever been involved in one of these before?
As a matter of fact, I have, yes. Many, many years ago.
Which one was that? Just tell us.
It involved Darryl Dawkins, I think.
Oh, yes. So you were there. Okay. Well, Dick, thanks for the
My
information.
pleasure.
Okay, Dick Bavetta letting us know just what the situation was or is in regard to the technical foul. Bill?
And Spencer, when you think of Dick Bavetta and a non-unsportsmanlike activity, you think of the cookies that he brings to the building. They're a non-unsportsmanlike technical, but a personality, folks, that enjoys doing his job. I got a kick of the commissioner a little upset with the speed in the change of the backboard and mentioning that there will be some things done to expedite this particular problem. We mentioned that the Shack will be here. This is something that he has made an art form, attacking the tin. And the officials, many a night, I wish the officials were in that kind of pose during one of my games. Back and relaxed.
Kind of pose.
Bob Carney, I'm impressed. The upper echelon of the building. Bob Carney doesn't do that at home, but here, put a little Windex, and that's the only way this group could clean the glass.
Bob is going to get a Windex commercial.
Bring it down to floor level.
Bob does windows. I'll tell you, good man.
He is. Keep in mind. But both clubs in the locker room, and then they'll probably have a warm-up period.
Yeah.
Because now this is the danger with 4:21 remaining.
It can't hurt the Nets.
Well,
In
keep
effect,
that thought.
Well, it could hurt the Nets, but at
thinking
this point they're in trouble right now.
I'm thinking physically, the calves and the muscles, they do so much stretching before a game to prepare before people see them out here. So now you've got that kind of dilemma. But you think this might help in terms of the game itself?
Well, at this point, I think the Nets are on the ropes. We talked about Derrick Coleman being very tired, being in a fatigue side type situation. The Nets are a younger basketball team. It could hurt the Nets, but I think basically, if I'm Chicago, I didn't want this to happen.
No, you want to get it going, get
it out of here.
They were going home tonight.
Yeah, they were going home with a win.
It's maybe with 420 they may feel it's over. Is your point? That's
and it's not over.
Energized, and they've been a hang-around team, adapting that stick-to-itiveness that Chuck Daly espouses as a coach.
Hey, I want to tell you something. You got to give a lot of credit to the crew here. They're getting this done a heck of a lot quicker than a lot of people would have thought possible. The basket being raised right now. They'll measure it.
Less than 15.
Wow. Can they do it in under 15, folks?
What's the over and under on backboard chases? I didn't say that.
16 is the over and under on the backboard chase. They got it up. This crowd, sellout crowd here tonight at the Meadowlands. And they have seen Chris Morris slamming it home and breaking the glass. And
referees are going to check to be sure it's 10 feet tall.
Sure, got it.
I mean, these responsibilities are unending.
they want the ruler.
And now they're trying to get both clubs back. And we've got our pal Matt down courtside.
Go ahead, Matty.
That's right, Billy. I've got Steve Collins. He's the event coordinator here for the arena. And Steve, not too bad, about 15 minutes.
Well, not bad. We try. We got one all lined up in the back and ready to go, so that's what it's there for, and we used it.
Do you guys prepare for a situation like this? Is there like a fire drill?
Yeah, we practice about once a year, make sure we get it up, and as you can see, it's a collective effort, and the guys did a good job.
A credit to you and your staff. How much does a glass backboard cost?
Let's say $400 in the neighborhood. That's close enough.
Not too bad. Pocket change for Chris Morris. Now, this stick is the official 10-foot hole, if you will. It's being led off. That's how we knew that we had an exact 10-foot basket.
Oh, exactly, and that's a very expensive piece of equipment there as well.
I don't know. You probably get that at any hardware store. Excitement here at the Meadowlands. Have you ever had something like this before in a college game here?
Never before. This is the first one. First one since I've been here, anyway.
First for everything and on national television to boot. Steve, thanks for your time and congratulations to you and your staff. We were told 35 minutes. Commissioner Stern said if it was 35, it would be the last time it would be 35. Hey, they only took about 15 minutes, guys. So
Did pretty
not
well.
too bad.
Did pretty well indeed, and let's watch it again.
George Finkel replaying it for us and sent it in.
He sent
Mo,
it in.
the backboard is no mo.
And sent it home. And Dick Bavetta is surprised as the teams have been called back out of the locker room. Once they get back out, there'll be about a 3-minute warm-up. And then hopefully we'll be able to resume play here at the Meadowlands.
That'll be the last time Steve Collins will come to work with a suit and tie on. I think you better get some working clothes. You never know what's going to happen during the course of an event.
Well,
always some action.
And there is the man who made the action happen, Chris Morris, with a slam and a broken backboard. Nets down 8 with 4:21 to go. We'll take a break. Morris. 2 minutes, Dick Bavetta says, and it will be B.J. Armstrong who will shoot the technical foul for the Chicago Bulls.
I'm thinking, looking at Chuck, he was probably on the bench in Philly when Darryl Dawkins did that.
That's true.
Yeah, if memory serves me. Tex Winter alongside Phil Jackson. That's Phil Jackson. What I've enjoyed most, the comfort zone that he has had with 2 older guys recognized as very bright assistant coaches. And it hasn't been concerning at all. He's learned and contributed, adapted the philosophy of Winter with the triple post offense, and just very mature outlook.
And Johnny Bach, as we were talking earlier, Johnny Bach, who coached those great Fordham teams with Ed Conlon in the 50s. And some of the greatest games I ever saw as a kid were Fordham against the Duquesne team, coached by your former coach,
Judy Moore,
but later went on to LaSalle. They were great games with Ricketts and Sayugo Green.
We had a ball before the game. Johnny Kerr was there, Bach, and of course Tex Winter and Phil Jackson. We were talking about Conlon playing in that 100-point game.
Yeah.
And then in the locker room, when I had a chance to talk with Phil, we're talking about the loyalty that Conlon has for Bach. It shows a special affection. And
who was the guy we were talking about? It was York Larisi.
Oh, Yorkie.
McGuire put Larisi and said, get the ball to
Get
Will.
the ball. He said, Eddie, forget it.
Straight
forget it. And McGuire gave him the hook. He went in, took 3 quick ones. Wilt was going to get 100 that particular night.
You know, the interesting thing, we talk about tired players. And again, Wilt in that season played every minute of every game. Did not sit out 1 second. Frank McGuire asked him one time, you want to sit for a few minutes a game? He said, what am I going to do? I can't get a rebound. I can't score a basket. I can't block a shot. He played 48 minutes of every game.
Sounds like a tall tale.
From the book by Terry Pluto, that You Loan Me, which is a marvelous book. If basketball fans who want some really good reading, Tall Tale by Terry Pluto. Unsolicited little promotion for a very fine book. So here we go. Jordan with 19 points. Petro will come back into the lineup. Drazen got into foul trouble, picked up his 4th late in the 3rd quarter, has been unable to get anything going here in the 4th. And they've got it all ready now, and going to the free throw line to shoot the technical will be B.J. Armstrong. A 21-minute delay.
Total with the warm-up.
Not bad. Matt Locke wrote the number down for us.
The commissioner making the rounds. Even Michael Corrin has no shot to talk to David Stern there. Howard David's got him.
And right here, the Nets down 80-72. And B.J. Armstrong to shoot the technical foul, which would give Chicago a 9-point lead.
Well, you want an active commissioner. You got one. David Stern doesn't miss very much.
Interesting. He's here tonight, and this situation takes place. As David Stern said, 35 minutes would have been too long.
Nothing passes him, though. He'll find a way to expedite this. Before you know it, next year it'll be a 10-minute rule.
You got
to get it up, get going. No delay.
Well, here's B.J. Armstrong to shoot the technical, which would give Chicago a 9-point lead. Down the other end of the floor, the Bulls are doing wind sprints across the floor.
It's minor league. It's spring training.
Yeah.
And Nets are doing the same around half court as B.J. adds to that lead.
His 19th point of the ball game, so it's up to 9 now. At 81-72. The commissioner joins us, and not exactly what you expected tonight.
Oh, why not? This is the season.
Commissioner, nice to have you over here. What did you think of the speed of did it surprise you, or do you think it should be shorter?
I always think it should be shorter. However fast it's done, and it was done pretty fast, we'll time it and make sure it can be done faster.
It's like 21 minutes before the game actually started again, and 15 by the time the basket was up.
That's pretty good.
You're satisfied?
With a 3-minute warm-up, that's pretty good. But, you know, since it's now happened about twice this year, give or take, we owe it to our fans to make sure that we're ready and we can move it fast.
The interesting thing is I don't think the fans are upset about the delay. It was an exciting moment that you'd rather not see happen.
I can't get excited by it. I'm sorry.
But there are some fans who get a kick out of it.
Always.
Commissioner, you know what's amazing? When you see it tomorrow, Morris's hands just touched the rim and it exploded. So these may get tired. It wasn't a hold or a grab.
Well, I think it came in from the side so the rim didn't break away.
Yeah, fortunately.
Well, I'm not sure.
That's
if
true,
the rim
too.
breaks
Yeah,
away,
the resistance.
It's a shatter. But I think that one of the things we're learning, it was just discussed at the competition committee, is that these rims and these backboards have a normal life cycle. And perhaps we have to be a little bit more vigilant in testing them and changing them.
Listen, you're so thorough, these backboards will be in the pension plan.
It's going to be much improved, I can promise you that.
As everything else continues to improve in the NBA. There's Jordan with a second opportunity. Now 7-point lead for the Bulls with 3 minutes 25 seconds remaining. In a ball game delayed 20 minutes by the shattered backboard. We'll get a foul. Pippen will go to the line to shoot 2.
And David, I know you value every team in the league, and you're as strong as maybe the team that's weakest basketball-wise. You've got to feel great about the resurgence here under Chuck Daly in New Jersey.
I do. I mean, to come out to see the 4th sellout in a row and to know that Shaq is coming in and there'll be probably another sellout against really a much more exciting Denver team this year Saturday night.
Can I give a plug? Everybody, even who's not a sellout, you better hurry up to get your tickets quickly so you don't get shut out.
That's what we say all the time.
Okay, it's great. It's absolutely great. And Lord knows the fans of New Jersey have struggled a bit along with the Nets, and they're entitled to see exciting games like this and exciting games the way the Nets have been playing over the last several weeks.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner.
Thanks
for joining us. And,
You're the best. Thanks for dropping by.
I appreciate being the backup act.
Ball will still belong to the Nets. Commissioner David Stern spending a couple of minutes with us on the evening here at the Meadowlands. 82-74. Nets are down 8. And an opportunity to cut it to 6 now as Chris Dudley will go to the line to shoot 2. Dodge is at 3 or 4 from the line tonight. Chuck Daly talking to Danny Crawford. .257 remaining in the ball game. We get the timeout called right here after the first free throw. So we'll take a break and get back to the Meadowlands with the Bulls leading 82-74.
Chicago Bulls holding on to an 8-point lead with 2:57 remaining. Now, in case you joined us rather late or just a few minutes ago and you're saying, I just put my TV on, what is this game still doing on? Well, it is on because with 4 minutes, 21 seconds remaining. First of all, the game started at 8 o'clock tonight, and with 4:21 to go, Chris Morris took a feed from Tate George, put it home, and knocked the basket, the backboard, out of commission. And a 21-minute delay ensued, and the crew did a great job here.
Commissioner had a good point, though, coming in from the side.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that give that you normally get on the snapback in the front.
And knowing the commissioner when he says they're going to make it better, don't make it better.
Yeah, that's what makes it. He's on top of things that keep or consider the spectator.
You want to get the spectator home.
Yeah. Well, have him enjoy himself and expedite things whenever possible.
Dudley makes 1 of 2. He's got 8 points. The Nets down 5. 82-75. 2:55 remaining. Excuse me, the Nets down 7. 82-75 is 7. Not 5.
First mathematical mistake I've ever heard from you. See if they can get energized on the defensive end now. But clear.
Petro cuts the baseline off nicely with 2 on the 24. That's a 24-second. Oh! Oh, what a horrible call.
Drazen is mad for a lot of reasons. So's Chuck. Down the other end, Drazen had a scrape. Here's a 24-second violation.
That's brutal. You do the job. That's a no harm, no foul. Watch it.
Oh my goodness. Of course, that's a distance. We're closer to the particular play, and it's very unfortunate.
And in effect, it could close the Nets out because they're down 9 now. Instead of being down 7 and having the basketball with 2:29 to go. Coleman posting up against Grant. Petro. And the foul will go against Jordan. Bulls are over the limit, so Petro will go to the line to shoot 2. That hurts.
Yeah. Well, Drazen knows they're going to go to Jordan. And Michael not as fluid that last trip. Tighten up a little the ankle.
Tomorrow night, the Bulls play Dallas. There is a good possibility Michael will not play in that game.
You have inside stuff?
Well, I didn't get. There's some thought of it. Phil Jackson is thinking about the fact maybe he might sit out tomorrow. Hasn't made the definite decision. 16 points for Petro, 84-77. That's down 7, 2:15 remaining. They need stops right here. Not afford to give up another one.
Drazen's trying to do a job, not let Michael touch the ball.
He's running it nicely. And Michael has it. Rebound, Dudley. Let's have the ball. And a chance to cut it to 5. Here's Petro. Morris.
St. George. The 12 and the 24 looking for Petro. Gives it to Mo. Won't go. Dudley on the follow. And finally the Bulls come down with it. B.J. Armstrong.
Big sequence there. And the stop needed.
Yep. Still need 3 possessions at least. That 24-second violation.
Boy, they have done a nice job defensively. Chuck getting the 20. The next one's got to go.
Yeah,
if they got a chance. If they're going to have a chance.
No more misses. When you take a look at it, first of all, there are 3 points on the board for the Bulls, and every basket counts. So when you go down to the game, you can't say that foul right there could be the turning point of the game, because there are plays throughout the game. But the technical foul is 1 point. And those 2 right there, that's 3 points right there, which turns it into a 4-point ball game.
Well, you're really searching now.
Yeah, I'm searching
a lot of stuff happens. But right now, you might think Coleman, Drazen has not run the post rubs very often. And that has freed their post guys during the course of the season. And when you need something, at least to the foul line, you got to think Coleman's going to touch it. Particularly Chuck after the 20.
He does. DC has the ball. Morris to the hoop. Count it and one!
Look what Daly did. He put Morris over there instead of Tate George. The double came. They didn't reverse the ball around the horn. They went directly with the skip pass. Dudley with a great screen. The kiss. Mo.
And Grant is fouled out of the ball game.
What a beautiful try and conversion.
Grant leads with 1:07 to go. He leads with 17 points and 11 rebounds.
This run does not die.
No, they get back.
It's extraordinary.
Trent Tucker will come into the lineup to replace Grant. Bo with a chance to cut it to 4 with 1:07 remaining, and will turn it into a 2-possession ball game. He does it. 11 points for Morris. The crowd responds. Sellout crowd here at the Meadowlands. A minute remains. 84-80 Chicago.
And this makes it a better matchup with Morris.
Almost knocked away.
On Jordan.
8 on the 24. Pippen. 6 on the 24. B.J. Armstrong, backcourt violation, net ball, he walked also. Nets have the ball with 44.3 seconds remaining. They're down 4.
And with Williams coming in, I was going to say, a distinct advantage size-wise with the group of Bulls on the floor. Now they put Walker in for pressure defense. Chuck goes for a timeout. They just keep coming back, keep plugging, keep hanging tough.
84-80, the score. The Nets will have the ball when we return with 44.3 remaining. Raftering back here at the Meadowlands, 84-80. Chicago holds on to a 4-point lead. There's the timeout situation. Plenty left for both clubs. Nets down 4 with 44.3 seconds remaining. You look for DC?
Well, you mentioned the 2 possessions, so they just need to do shot. Let him touch it.
He touches it. Goes to the hoop, won't go, goes again, rebound Jordan. He's fouled in the backcourt.
They did a nice job getting all over him, gave him a tough angle for the touch off the glass. That's first in the last 2. And right here, they do a good job of ganging up. A little body, it just doesn't get it up in the rectangle.
That's got to foul quickly right here, and they do. Not waste any time. 10 seconds go by, the game's over. You don't commit the foul. Now at least, even if it becomes 6, Nets will have a chance for 2, and they'll most probably call a timeout.
You got 2 left.
Exciting ball game. Phil Jackson
looks aggravated almost. And Nets defensively showing a lot of mettle.
Michael Jordan hits the clutch free throw for his 22nd point of the ball game.
Walking back in for B.J. Armstrong. Scottie Pippen may not be thinking, he's got a clear path to the basket.
Well, Drazen's going to try and cut him off. There'll be a bump. Look at Drazen leading forward.
Pippen fakes going in. Jordan hits the free throw, and as expected, Chuck Daly calls a timeout. 86-80 to score, 34.3 seconds remaining in this ball game. The Nets, who were down 80-72 when Chris Morris, who actually was 80-70, then Morris hits the basket and breaks the backboard. And that comes with 4:21 remaining. Battle back to close it within 4. And the three-point field goal situation. You see the Bulls getting 3 3-pointers from B.J. Armstrong. Continues to tear the Nets up.
This is a case now. See what you think of this.
Go ahead.
I'd go for the 2, unless they doubled up like they did on Derrick and you can find somebody for a 3. Give them the foul right away. Like, score right away, get your deuce. 86-82.
It's a 3%. Go ahead. Okay, go ahead.
Now foul him right away, and hopefully you get 1 for 2. Come down. You know, you can stretch the game out a little bit.
I don't object to that.
You know, you go for the 3 and you miss it. You give the foul. Now it's 88-80. I think it's over.
And you hope they miss at least one of them. So now you need a 3 and a 2.
Right.
And maybe then after you get the 2 again, then you foul them again, and then you hope that somebody forgets to start the clock.
Well,
and the game goes 53 minutes.
Well, you delay the outcome, the final result. But also you could. They're trying to get Jordan the ball on the inbound.
Yeah.
Try and make them give it up to other people. And, you know, maybe you'll catch them with some defenders on the floor versus offensive people like Darryl Walker, but they've been yo-yoing them on defense to offense. He's won at 56%. And they won't let the big guys touch it. You won't see Scottie Williams. He's around 65. It'll be Pippen or Michael, and occasionally BJ, all 84, 84, major league.
You tie those guys up, though, and force them to get the ball to Purdue.
Pippen maybe, though. Pippen 67, so it might be one choice.
Nets have the ball right here. They're down 86-80. We have 34.3 seconds remaining.
A couple of back picks, and then down for drives.
Morris, he's looking for 3. Was online, even though he was staggering backwards. Is Jordan fouled by Tate George? That should do it, because Jordan will go to the line to shoot 2. Chance to make this an 8-point ball game with 23.3 seconds remaining.
Shot right on the tip.
Yeah.
I mean, not much you can do.
That's right.
You're grasping the last few minutes. They just have enough to put you away, even on a night where they're struggling on their offense. But the Nets proving, I think, once again, here's the case. Even the great ones can miss.
This is a team that is on the move, the New Jersey Nets. They're down 7 right here. The Bulls on their way to their 6th consecutive victory. Got to shoot the ball.
They strung it out on him.
Derrick for 3. Air ball, and that's going to do it. Scottie Pippen has the ball. With 9 seconds to go to Michael Jordan. No sense in fouling right here. This one will end in a Chicago victory. Sellout crowd here at the Meadowlands. So an exciting ball game. The Bulls just a little too much tonight for the New Jersey Nets. And the final score here at the Meadowlands, the Chicago Bulls 87, the New Jersey Nets 80. Bill and I will be back to wrap things up right after these messages. We're back here at the Meadowlands, and you see the Chicago Bulls beat the New Jersey Nets by a score of 87-80, make it 9 in a row for the Bulls over the Nets. And our Budweiser play of the game is that play which turned this into a marathon. It came with 4:21 to go. Tate George gives it to Chris Morris and say goodbye to the backboard. You know what amazes me? You can't buy a good coffee table for $400. That thing only costs $400?
I think Steve Collins is off by a few dollars. Well, everybody would have one of those in their backyard at that number. But a little excitement. And if you like basketball, there's a lot of games that don't have a flow, not a lot of fast breaks. not a lot of open jump shots, and yet are good basketball games. And I think defensively, both teams understood what the other was attempting to run, and in effect took them out of what they desired, and they just couldn't accomplish some things. But I think the Nets establishing within themselves that we can play with some people, and Chuck would say, hey, we got to win.
Yeah,
I think you've got to prove to yourself, though, along the way that you can play these kind of games and win.
Well, the guy who made the difference tonight, our Old Spice cologne and deodorant player who made the difference, B.J. Armstrong. Another strong game against the Nets. He gets 19 points. He hits 3 of 3 from three-point range, just the way he did the last time these teams met. And that three-pointer right there was a big killer. It came following a net turnover, and it turned into, in effect, a 5-point swing right there. And that was tonight's Old Spice winning difference. B.J. Armstrong. Remember, the Nets are going to be back on Sports Channel Thursday night when they host the Orlando Magic at 7:30. Our coverage will start with Sharp Nets tip-off at 7:15. For Bill Raftery, Spencer Ross, along with Matty Loughlin, inviting you to stay tuned for Nets Wrap. Final score here, Bulls 87, Nets 80. Back right after these messages.